We got some unfortunate news for Tesla stock, Rivian stock, and Lucid stock investors, as the CEO of Ford said that EV sales could drop by half as a result of the tax credit, which is ending on September 30th in the United States. I want to describe those details here for you in this video.
I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So Ford CEO Jim Farley saying that the elimination of a $7,500 consumer tax credit and softening of emissions rules will sharply curtail EV demand in the United States. Already, EV demand in the United States had not been very strong. It only accounts for roughly 10% of the domestic market. Around 1 out of 10 vehicles sold are electric vehicles, and that was with the $7,500 tax credit and very strict emissions rules. So those are going to be curtailed as of today, September 30th. The $7,500 tax credit will be eliminated, making it even more expensive for consumers to buy electric vehicles, and still with the higher level of inconvenience with electric vehicles, unless for those of you that have the solar panels at your home and you can charge your electric vehicle at your home. Of course, it's more convenient for you, but you are the minority. Most people don't have that luxury, and so it makes it more inconvenient if they have to go to public charging stations to charge their electric vehicles, and it takes so much longer to charge the electric vehicle than it does to fill up gas in the vehicle. So right now they make up around 10% of domestic market, and the CEO saying, I wouldn't be surprised if EV sales in the US go down to 5%. And that's much worse than even I was forecasting. As you probably know, since 2020, 2021, I've been warning EV stock investors that the forecasts for EVs becoming all sales or a large percentage of sales in a relatively short amount of time were overly optimistic. And I warned investors to avoid a lot of these electric vehicle stocks. And those that listened saved a tremendous sum of money, as many electric vehicle stocks are down sharply from those highs in 2021. Tesla's probably the only one that's doing relatively well, but on a risk adjusted basis, going back those several years, I don't think Tesla stock is performing very well either. And it's the only one out of many stocks that's not down significantly. So this is an even worse assessment than I was forecasting. I understood that EV demand was already not very strong in the United States, and I was forecasting when this tax credit and emissions regulations would be moved in favor of internal combustion engine vehicles, that demand would decrease. But what the CEO is already seeing here from Ford is that there's an even sharper decline in EV sales. That's really bad news for Tesla stock, Rivian stock, and Lucid stock investors, as those companies have already seen declining growth rates and negative growth rates in some cases, and the removal of these credits is going to be even worse. So let me share with you the revenues of these companies since 2023. Tesla's revenue is down meaningfully from 96.8 billion down to 92.7 billion. And the removal of this tax credit is likely to make things much worse. Earlier this month, I reported Tesla's sales in Europe are declining sharply, and the United States had been one strong spot for Tesla. That's likely to be worsened because of these developments. Rivian, meanwhile, its revenues have increased from 4.4 billion to 5.2 billion in that time. This year, Rivian is forecasting production that will not grow from the previous year. Of course, Rivian is hoping to launch its lower priced $45,000 model. And of course, that will be a big help for the company. And the company's current vehicles priced above $70,000, $80,000 are not impacted by the $7,500 tax credit. But the upcoming product, the $45,000 vehicle, will now no longer benefit from that removal of the tax credit. At least longer term, it will not benefit. Similarly, with Lucid, the company sells models that are well above $70,000, $80,000, so not immediately impacted by the removal of the tax credit, but it will be impacted if it delivers a lower priced model, which it too is hoping to launch not in 2026, perhaps in 2027 or 2028. Overall, EV industry demand suffering, and the CEO of Ford expects things to get much, much worse.
Hey everyone, I'm excited to announce that my book is finally available for sale. I've been working on it for more than a year now, so I'm really excited to finally share this with you now. It goes through my framework for evaluating stocks. Some of you often ask why I like this stock or why I like the other stock, and this framework provides you the things that I look at when I'm evaluating stocks. I've added the link in the description below.